Alright, I'm going to do my Tough Live finale predictions for tomorrow night. I'm just going to skim through the prelims, Facebook, and Field TV. John Albert defeating Eric Perez. Joe Proctor defeating Jeremy Larson. Chris, uh, Cristiano Marcelo beating Sam Cecilia. Miles Jury beating Chris Saunders. And Darren Cruikshank beating Chris Tickle. So for the main card, we got Joe Lawrence. I think that was Dominic Cruz's #1 pick against John Cofer. Wrestler versus striker match. Obviously, Justin Lawrence's striker. John Cofer's the wrestler, but showed great stand up in his fight with Vince Pichel. I'm gonna go with John Cofer on this one. I just think Justin Lawrence is a little inexperienced on the ground. On to our next main card, we got Max Holloway against Pat Schilling. Max Holloway, I think, only has one UFC fight, and that was a loss to Dustin Poirier. And he's 4-1. Pat Schilling has a record of 5-1, who is 0-1 in the UFC with a loss to Daniel Pineda. I'm gonna go with. I don't know too much about these guys. I'm gonna go with Max Holloway just because he fought the tougher guy. Not really much logic there, but it's why I'm picking Max Holloway. And then we got a fight I'm really excited for. Jonathan Brookins, I think he's season 11 winner, or season 12. George St. Pierre's team. He's fighting Charles Oliveira, two former 155-pounders. Um, Brookins, since winning the Ultimate Fighter, went down back to 145. He has fought Eric Cook, lost a decision, and beat Wagner Rocha in February. He's also fought Jose Aldo back in 2008. He's 13-4, and then we got Charles Oliveira, who is a tough guy, fought some tough guys, Efren Escudero. Um, who else? He's 1-1 at 145. Beat Eric Wisely, like that reverse slicer back in January. That was crazy. I remember that submission. That was pretty insane. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Brookins. I think just because when Oliveira fights tougher guys like Miller and Donald Cerrone, he finds a way to get caught somehow. I don't know if it's gonna be a knockout. He might even get submitted. I mean, he's a great submission guy, but he got knee-barred by Jim Miller, didn't defend it well. So I'm gonna go with Brookins. I think by TKO, maybe decision. We'll see. But if Oliveira wins, I'll be really surprised. I just don't believe his hype. I think he's a great, tough guy with a lot of skill, but just he's gonna be a mid carder at best, a gatekeeper. So, and then we get to the Tough Live tournament finale bout finals. Michael Chiesa against Iaquinta. I'm not sure who they fought to get into the house. But I know Chiesa beat. Who the hell did Chiesa beat? I don't know. But I know Iaquinta beat Miles Jury by split decision, even though it was a unanimous decision. And then he knocked out Andy Ogle, and then he defeated last week Vince Pichel by unanimous decision. Close fight, obviously. So, Chiesa beat Jeremy Larson, Justin Lawrence, and James Vick last week. Um, Chiesa's a wrestler. Quinta is a knockout guy, knockout artist, but he trains with Matt Serra, so I wouldn't doubt his ground game. Um, I'm gonna go with Ally Quinta. He was my pick from the start. I think he's that good. I think he can have a bright future. So that's who I'm going with. The next fight, the main event, is one I'm so pumped for. It probably won't get enough respect, but Jake Ellenberger, who should be the #1 contender, against Martin Kampmann. He's coming off a win against Thiago Alves, which really bugged me. Alves just gave him that win. But, Martin Kampmann's tough, man. Like, he's lost some close calls. Like, let's go back. After his knockout to Paul Daly, Okay, he beat Volkman, Paulo Tiago. He lost in a fight that I thought maybe he should have won against Jake Shields. Another close fight against Diego Sanchez. Beat Rick Story and Thiago Alves. So he could have won like 8 in a row by now, or 7 in a row. So, Jake Ellenberger, on the other hand, should be undefeated. Carlos Condit, I love Carlos Condit, but Jake Ellenberger won that fight. At best, it should have been a draw because the first round definitely was a 10-8 for Ellenberger. So that fight should have been a draw. He should be undefeated in the octagon. He's knocked out guys like Jake Shields, John Howard, Mike Pyle, Sean Pearson. Like, he's a tough guy. He beat Diego Sanchez back in February in a fight that I thought Sanchez would have won. So I'm going to go with Ellenberger. I think he's got the better wrestling and the better stand-up. So I pick him by maybe not a knockout, maybe similar to the Diego Sanchez fight. Like, Kamen might get some offense in the last 3 minutes or so. So those are my predictions for tomorrow night. I can't wait for the card. It's going to be a good card. I'm really excited, especially that it's free. Can't ask for anything better than that. So I don't know how it's going to work in Canada because on a Friday night they show Blue Jay games. So yeah, they play at home tomorrow against Boston. So it'll be from 7 to 10. So I don't know if we're going to get it maybe an hour late or whatever. I don't even know what time it starts. So anyways, peace.